Yo,
Yo, yo, yo, yo, yo, yo,
JQ.
yo, 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 yo.
How you doing, brother?
Happy Friday, pal.
Same to you. Same to
Jefe,
you.
you cannot force open the petals of a flower. You must wait for them to open to you.
I know. I love your El Lapo shirt.
Do you
Um,
think Carmen will open herself to you tonight? If she doesn't, I will kill her.
you can quote Three Amigos like no one else, my brother.
I've been
Yes.
called Jefe my whole life because I'm Jeffrey. Um, not just by you, but lots of
Even though
people.
you're not. So are you saying you're the boss? Or are you sort of expressing surprise that you're not the boss? Yet everyone calls you Hefe.
Second, I think I'm a second in command type in general.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Um, you can take the reins as well as just about anyone. Um, yeah.
I
So
think that birth order dictates a lot of who we are. And I have never been without someone. So I think I'm a collaborator by nature.
yeah. um, yeah. That's like a. We could do a couple weeks on this topic, I think. But yes, as the oldest, I would say it's sort of thrust upon you, right? Like sometimes I don't want to be in charge of things, and I find myself trying to take charge anyway, and it makes me very frustrated.
Yeah, I was thinking when we played that game Pandemic,
Yeah.
and you like, we were all kind of like, I don't know, and you like took over and you were like, I don't like that game. And then, but, but I think it's a good game. I think it's mostly because like you felt the burden of running it and then we didn't win and you were upset about that.
Are you talking about the game of pandemic we're living through right now, or actually the game of pandemic?
It was kind of like the same thing.
They both suck as far as I'm concerned. um, yeah, I know what you mean. The board game pandemic. I'm a controller, and things that sort of make me take control when I don't want to be, I tend to push back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So before we begin, so first of all, why don't I do my welcome
Okay.
and say hello, everybody, and welcome to Tea Time at the Apothecary. I'm TQ. That's my brother JQ. We're talking to you live from Merz Apothecary and smallflower.com here in Chicago in the beautiful neighborhood of Lincoln Square on this gorgeous early October day. Crisp but gorgeous. We do this every Wednesday and Friday at noon Central Time on Facebook Live and other popular platforms. And we have a cup of tea. We connect with each other because my brother. We talk about life, what's going on, health, nerdy stuff, anything that's on our minds. We often have guests, although we don't today. And we talk about how to take care of ourselves. So, welcome. Jay, what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking the family tea. Maria
You're
Traben family tea.
you are a family guy. Um, and I'm not sort of referring to a cartoon here, although, maybe,
Ah,
maybe.
what do you think?
Oh man. Um, yeah. Uh, Sorry, I lost my train of thought as I'm trying to get on this thing.
Family
But yeah,
tea.
I'm drinking lemon balm today.
Nice.
So I have, I'm a little bit out of it today. The reason being, I've been working a lot, but on top of that, so I did my first doctor's appointment in a while. I kind of was bad during much of 2019, and haven't seen a doctor in a while. So I did an appointment last week, and he's like, "Let's do a blood draw." And he's pretty aggressive in a good way about like, let's do a bunch of testing, and I geek out on that. So I went today. I wasn't fasting last week, so I went today to do it this morning. And she's like, I hope you drink a lot of water because, like, we don't want any problems because we're taking more than one vial. And I was like, no problem. I drink a lot of water. And I look over and there's a tray of, I'm not joking, probably 24 plus vials that I filled this morning.
Wow.
So I'm my head, I kind of a headache, and I'm feeling like a little bit.
Need some nettle tea after this, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
good. I just grabbed with, I had a thing of lemon balm sitting here, so I grabbed that. But nettle would be good. Little iron, does that have some iron too?
Yeah. Anything dark green like that's gonna have iron and kind of get you back a little bit.
Yeah, I need something. I think I'm gonna go grab a bottle of iron and herbs and take some of that too.
Yeah. Um, I got my blood tests back. I went to my doctor recently too. I think it's just kind of the time where people are like, all right, I gotta go at some point, and finally are like
Yeah,
doing their makeup appointments, you know?
yeah. So, what's the news? You have anything you want to share?
Yeah, I'm in wonderful health, they said. And predictably, my cholesterol is high, which, according to most Western doctors, anyone who follows our diet would be like, oh, your cholesterol is pretty high. So we tend to look at the ratio as opposed to the total number because the old school form of thought, and this is still like trickling down, and it's really hard to break out of these sort of numbers in people's heads. But a lot of Western doctors are like, if you're over 200, you're in the danger zone for cholesterol. And that's, well, my opinion is that's a myth. And So what you look at is your ratio of total to um, to to HDL, right? Total over HDL is your ratio.
This is a controversial topic, and so I want to just say that uh, I'm happy to follow you down along with it, but I've done a lot of listening lately from lipidologists, and this may be better than what most people say, but I think it's not the state of the art in terms of measuring probably what is most predictive of adverse cardiac events.
Cholesterol is not.
This rate, even the ratio you're saying,
Yeah, I'm saying, but this is a better thing to keep an eye on than because what it tells you is not your just total cholesterol, which is cell food. We can call it cell food. Um, it is also the food for all of your sex hormones. It's like all of these things. So what happens is we get over 200. Our doctors put us on this. This is my opinion. Blah blah. Disclaimer. Disclaimer. But you get on a lipid anti-lipid and then
you mean a statin or
a
something?
statin rather, and you get on those and it suppresses your cell food. And so what happens from those is a couple things. One, your sex drive goes down and eventually you end up needing to take another drug for that. And then it also suppresses the creation of certain juices you need for digestion, um, including your B12 numbers can go down from that, which is digestion and stress, which, as we know and always talk about, are inextricably related. Um, and then you end up on something for your stress, and then you end up on something for your acid reflux. And, so it's like, to me, this is the beginning of a cascade of things. Are there times when this is necessary? Probably, but I don't think I'm in that zone. And anyway, the nurse called me and he was like, hey, she wants to keep an eye on that. And if it doesn't go down, she's going to want you to look into a statin. I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. So I said, what is the ratio? And he was like, I don't know. I'm like, well, that's what we should look at least first before total number. And mine was 3 to 1, which is 3 to 5 is an ideal range. What they generally call 3.5 is an ideal range. And so I'm even lower than the ideal range, which is good. Um, when you get up towards 5 to 1, you get to a into kind of more of a dangerous zone. Um,
Cool.
so that's where I was at. That was the only thing. My HbA1c, which is like a good
Yeah.
number, has gone down over the past 6 months 4 times in a row. And I'm
What are
down
you
to
at
a
right now?
5.3.
5.3, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. I mean, that's quite good. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited to get mine back. So the thing that I am hearing about, first of all, triglycerides play a huge role. Like that's one thing you have to watch very carefully. And then ApoB, they're saying, a lot of people are saying like that is actually, so ApoB is apolipoprotein, lipoprotein B100, also called ApoB, is a protein that is involved in the metabolism of lipids and is the main protein constituent of lipoproteins such as very low density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein,
LDLs,
LDL,
right?
right?
Bad
So
cholesterol.
they're saying that all of these are a proxy, right? There is no perfect test. They're all a proxy to try to estimate like how much you are at risk for atherosclerosis and like buildup in your arteries and adverse cardiac events. ApoB seems to be among the
Better
lipidologists
predictor.
who do the most research, the probably best way that's the easiest to get to. And the, like, so like the best proxy that we have so far, along combined with other numbers, that's the best way to assess it. HDL is kind of coming out of favor as like this idea that before, like, you need to maximize your HDL does not seem to be, first of all, there's nothing that seems like people can do. Uh, there's not much that you can do effectively over a long period of time to keep your HDL up. And the things that can be done don't necessarily seem to have like a lot of predictive effect on whether you're going to have problems or not.
Yeah. I mean, I take cod liver oil every day, and and I consume a massive amount of olive oil. So having high cholesterol was, as I predicted. You know, I always have like just, a little over 200, and I know that actually when I'm in a good spot, that's when I feel the best. That is right around the number I'm at. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing about it is,
There was that great article about cholesterol and sort of busting a lot of old school sort of ideas of it. Do you remember what that was in?
I have so many things bookmarked that
We
I probably
we
have them bookmarked.
we used to print it out and give away a 7-page article in the front of the store to
Yeah.
people.
The thing is, some of that stuff goes out of date. I want to show you something. Check this out. Da, 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 da. That's my
Continuous
little,
glucose monitor.
yeah, I got a continuous glucose monitor. This is my
Cool.
nerd out right now.
Is
So
that
let's
like
do
is
it.
that like embedded in your skin right now?
Yeah, it's like stuck on. Um,
You're in the future, dude.
I am the future. So the bummer for me is that so far, being a little more than 12 hours into this experiment, is that I'm living in like the 120s and 130s all the time on my glucose, which ideally would be in like sub 90. So we'll see. We'll see how that changes.
How
But
long do
I'm
you have it on
excited.
for?
What's that?
How long do you keep it on for?
This is 14 days. Like it doesn't mess around with the shower. It's adhesive onto my skin. There's an applicator, and there's like a little fiber that sticks into your skin that reads it. I mean, sticks into your arm. I didn't feel it at all. Like there was no pain whatsoever in putting it on. There's a little sort of like twinge of like, I notice it there sometimes when I move my arm in certain ways, but not in a way that like, it's not like a, whoa, that hurts. It's more like, oh, I just noticed like a little pressure there or something. So I thought that was interesting. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty excited to test like doing some serious exercise, see how that affects it. They do say like it's not as accurate immediately as pricking your finger and testing your blood directly, because I think that there's like, this is not taking blood. It's like getting like glucose in fluid it's sticking in your body. So it's sort of like there's a more of a delay, I think.
Hmm. All
But
right, well, we'll see. I'm excited.
yeah,
I'm excited to hear how that pans out.
yeah, it's an experiment, so we'll see. And then the other thing I was going to say is that maybe we'll come back if people want to talk about this. But like, um, I am my doctor. Part of the reason I did that thing is like I'm doing a bunch of tests, but the Cleveland Heart Clinic is one of the ones that he does, which apparently is like a super. I've done the Boston cardio test, and apparently this is like their competitors, and this one is the one that is covered by insurance now, and is even more perhaps comprehensive. So I'm excited. Like last time I got a book like this thick with all of the implications of everything that they measured around cholesterol and like cardiac health, which is pretty fun. All right, so let's talk about what we came to talk about.
Delicious butter for your skin.
Yeah. So first of all, I just want to look at this box. Like, and the reason we're doing this is like it's getting cold, and this product is so damn good. I'll show the opposite side so we can see how cool the packaging is.
It's a little Bronner's, like there's so much on it, you know?
Yeah, but it's like it's design wise much cooler than Bronner's, I think. Like I respect the Bronner's text of madness, but I would say that if you read it, it's pretty wacko.
Yeah.
Um,
but it's interesting.
Like you can take, as far as I'm concerned, you can take some of the like metaphysical stuff off of the Browners and I'd be okay, you know? That said, I enjoy reading it if I have it in the shower. Sometimes I'll check it out.
It's good reading material.
I've been reading it for 20 years and I think I'm like 1/4 of the way through it actually. So
because I'm always like, oh gosh, forget it. Just,
yeah, I know. Just like let's wash up and be done
give
with
me
it.
the soap.
Yeah.
Give me the super drying weird soap.
All right, so let's talk about this. What is this stuff? Jay, why don't you take out the tube and I'm going to read this. So it's called, this is from Jao. That's the name of the brand, Jao brand. And it is called Goe Oil, G-O, and then the little E with the line over it. It's pronounced Goe.
I just want to show how thick it is.
Yeah, it's a tube. It's not really, it's called an all over body oil, but I would say it's not an oil that's in a liquid, yet it's not in a solid either.
It's a butter.
It's a butter, and if it warms up, it will turn pretty liquidy. So you kind of got
just in a second when you rub it, you'll see.
Yeah.
But
so here's some of the things on the white side of the label. It's Goe oil, never Goe without, all over body oil, multi-use, revitalizes skin, long lasting. 28 plants, fruit, flower oils, and butters. 28 ingredients in here. We'll read them in a minute. On the other side, on the blue side, it's all over body oil for hands, hair, body, and soul. Restore the natural oils that the summer sun and winter weather take away. It's 3 ounces. It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Not cheap is an understatement.
Right now, I don't know when you'll see this, but it's $49 for a 3-ounce tube.
I remember when we first got it in, I was working in the front of the store and it was, I want to say 28, something like that. And then it was like 30, 32, 40. Yeah. Like, it's gone up.
I know the owner and the people who work there. Gail Myron. I don't remember how to pronounce her last name, but Gail and I have known each other for a long time. She is one of the fun people to see at any natural product show because she usually is serving some sort of tea or like mood lifter. And then also is like, come back in an hour. And I've like pours hooch in your drink and like is like, let's hang out. She's really funny and fun and someone that I like talking to. We should have her on as a guest because she can get out there with the best of them, I would say.
Cool.
Yeah.
This is, all right, I want to say like, yes, $49. And yes, that's a lot of money. And no, I don't use it as often because of that. I'm just being honest. I don't have it in my house. It used to be like a staple. And now that's like just a little out of budget for us to keep it in the house in that way all the time. But occasionally I do get it. And as a gift, it is maybe the best gift ever because it's right in that sweet spot of like, I want to do something really special for someone. Like if you were going to buy them a fantastic candle in that price range, this is right in that same price range. And I have yet to give it to someone who wasn't like, oh my gosh, screw you for making me buy this for the rest of my life.
I know. Well, first of all, I actually was wondering, I'm like, do they want to do Goe Oil so they can get a free bottle to take home? A free two. I mean, not. I was like joking around in my head. I was like, oh yeah, convenient time to be like, we should do a Goe Oil one.
Hey,
I
the
have to
weather's
pick one.
changing. The weather's
How?
changing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we got to get it somehow.
Yeah. No. Um,
First of all, can we just smell it for a second? Because, oh my God.
yeah, we got more reading to do because the reading is so good. There's so much good information.
Can I just read the ingredients from top to bottom? Because it's amazing.
Well, but do you want to read this part first? Because this might be a little more entertaining than this like long list of ingredients.
Our unique formulation contains rosehip, hemp, meadow foam, and rice bran oils, all high in omega and essential fatty acids. Avocado, grapeseed, mango, and pumpkin seed butters supply vitamins A, E, C, B, G, and beta carotene. Jojoba oil replenishes sebum loss due to age and environmental stress, enriched with chamomile, calendula, and kukui nut oils.
Like, it's a pretty good start.
I have used this in my hair. I use it all over my body after I get out of the shower, and literally just like a tiny pea-sized amount.
Concentrated. Use sparingly.
But please use it on a wet body, like just like toner on the face. Don't use your fancy face cream on dry skin.
Well, and I mean that's for anything you're using. Even if you're not using Goe Oil, if you're using lotion on your body, leave your skin a little damp and watch the difference.
So much.
Pro tip, baby.
Pro tip. Oh my God. I mean, the smell of this thing, how would you describe it? It's like the most amazing flowers drenched in honey.
Yeah, I mean it's so intense in its like in its
I mean, it's like
essential oil floral richness. But it's the thing I've always loved about it is that although all the ingredients are oils and essential oils, etc., there's no like artificial really anything in here.
no, but there's jasmine absolute in there, which is
That's
like
what I was going to say. That's what makes it probably so expensive. Are some of these oils in here? Gardenia, calendula is a very expensive oil. Like some of these things. I'm not calendula is not, but jasmine. There's a few things in here that are starting to make this like this is a serious. You're getting what you pay for in here. I think.
no, I think calendula flower extract, like the pure stuff, I think it is actually.
Yeah,
And actually, I think you were thinking of chamomile.
yeah. I was.
Because chamomile extract is extremely expensive. We used to carry a pure one at the store and we can't get it anymore, but it was a lot of money. Remember?
Yeah, and that's in here as well. There's a chamomile flower extract.
Yeah, and
Um,
rose hip is not cheap, you know. Pumpkin seed oil is people use for prostate and stuff, and that from Flora in bottles is pretty expensive, you know.
yeah. Holy cow. Um, First of all, just like this is not jasmine like, oh, you're going to walk around smelling like flowers, but the jasmine is key to making it something that it takes it out of the realm of like something I would call more on the hippie side of moisturizing and elevates it to something on the
Spa.
luxury end.
Yeah.
And and I think I don't know, I don't want to speak for Gail, but I would say like she's a pretty proud hippie. But she is like someone who loves, like she loves everything French. She loves like traveling and finding things. She's just got this like, she's like the, you know, she's a hippie meets luxury connoisseur, and that's what this is.
I love that it's like Zhao brand and Goe Oil, and it's like made in the USA. It's like
Yeah,
such a weird mix.
yeah,
You know,
it's
like
very,
Zhao brand, I would assume it came from Japan or something, you know? And like Goe Oil sounds like, I don't know, Morocco or something. I don't know, you know? Like
yeah. None of it sounds. She's an unusual person,
none of it
but
sounds like Pennsylvania to me.
yeah.
I love it though. I'm like absolutely in love with it. This is
Yeah,
like G put it on his essential products. I think it's like, top 10 products, if definitely top 10 for gifting in the store. And in terms of like body moisturizers, it's at the very top of the list for me.
yeah. I mean, just if you have to go with like all around essentials, it's on there. If you had to say to someone walk through and they're like, give me 10 things that I'm gonna love, this is for sure one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this let's just read the because it's so ludicrous how natural this product is. Sunflower seed oil, jojoba butter, avocado oil, jojoba oil, grapeseed oil, coconut oil, vegetable oil, kukui nut seed oil, shea butter, hemp seed oil, beeswax, grapeseed oil, meadow foam oil, mango seed butter, rice bran seed oil, rosehip oil, soy lecithin. So it's the same stuff that's in Nutella.
Yeah.
Cupuaçu seed butter, pumpkin seed oil, chamomile flower extract, bergamot oil, palmarosa oil, lavender oil, rosemary extract, clary sage oil, cocoa butter, vitamin E acetate, soybean oil, calendula flower extract, jasmine absolute, and gardenia flowers.
That's outrageous. I want to read the next part.
Please do.
No parabens, dimethicones, sulfates, TEA, PEG, DEA, silicones, phthalates, propylene glycol, or mineral oil. Only tested on humans humanely.
Um, this stuff is so incredible.
Yeah, it really is. It
I
is.
mean,
I'm such a fan.
I love
I
it.
can I also say, just returning, one thing I love is single color, like white and one other color design, when done well, is so good. And I think that like they did it especially well, since they're kind of like two sides that are white with blue and then two sides that are blue with white.
Hmm.
But I generally really love like monochromatic design on products, especially when it's a color.
It's the balm.
Yeah,
That's what it says on it.
it's the bone.
It's the balm. Um, so yeah, absolute top products of all time in the store. I say buy it for someone you love, buy it for yourself. As this weather changes, even if that's too much to spend on a body oil, first of all, make sure you're using it wet. It will last a long time. But buy it when the weather changes. That's when I always spring for a tube of it, is like fall and then spring, when the weather's changing and I need like that extra, when your lips feel it, your body does too. So when you think of the weather changing rapidly, you always feel it in your lips right away, right? So whenever you
Yeah,
reach for a lip balm season, which is like, fall and spring, then, or if you're tea all year long, um, then this is a good thing to use during that time.
yeah, yeah. It's awesome. Um, it's the company's really cool. Um, I just I'm looking at the website and I know this. So Gail is so two cool things about her. She was actually an actress and a director, known for Born on the 4th of July and Kansas.
Cool.
And her dad is a famous chemist and helped her come up with this formula.
Mm.
Um, so, and here, they launched Goe Oil. Um, it stands for Garden of Eden. They're just so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Jao products are both masculine, feminine, and multi-purpose. I don't believe in a lot of products that take up shelf space and clutter. The less you buy, the less you consume, the less you throw away is the mantra of our business.
Awesome. Let's send her some sham bars.
Yes. Yes.
And let's get her on the show. That'd be fun to have her.
Yeah, she's super cool. Like I said, she's fun. I would love to have her on the show. So, yeah, that's what I got this Friday, other than a pounding headache from getting 24 vials of blood drawn and, a mind full of swirling data as we do this big software upgrade. Other than that, I'm just keeping it moisturized, baby. I'm saying baby a lot today too.
Baby.
Oh, Jay. What else, kid?
Yeah, the president has COVID. That's what else.
Okay, moving on. No, I just have like nothing to add to that. It speaks for itself.
I don't really have anything to say. Although, let's just leave that alone. Hey, the good news is it's Friday. It's pizza night. I'm making grain-free pizzas with mushrooms and forested pork sausage.
And I'm coming over.
Hey, I'm going to Fox Lake, bro. So, anyway, it is. I've got a new pizza recipe that I've been making, and it tastes even more yeasty and like real pizza dough.
Cool.
I love it.
Why don't you test it out? Then let's do a share the recipe live eat one lunchtime on this, and like let's give people a recipe, and maybe you even like do like the old cooking show thing where maybe you make a little bit to show each stage and just save it so you can kind of show that like
Sure.
Here are the ingredients, here's how it will look, here's what I do to it, because I think there are a lot of people out there who, if they thought they could eat something delicious that is still pizza but doesn't have the grains, they recognize like that would be a big change for the positive in their health.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Well, let's do that we'll talk to Greta, but maybe next Friday we can put that in. It's easy on Fridays because I'm making pizza anyway on Fridays.
Yeah. And I want pizza on Friday, so those things line up.
Cool. So I'll take pictures of my pizza making so I can show stages along the way.
Yeah, that would be great. I think that's a really good idea.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah. I'm going to go back into computer help. All right, let's both do some fun stuff. Hey, everybody. I just want to remind you, Goe Oil, we'll link it up. It's the bomb, as they say. Use it. I really love it. I don't say it to sell it. I'm just telling you because it's for me. What was that?
Nice. That timed out good. No, I was doing music background for you.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Happy Friday. Thanks for joining us.
Next Friday we can't do it, but next Friday we've got Subi from Uncle Harry's coming on.
Oh, yes. Yes. One of my favorite people. That'll be awesome. She's the bomb as well. She's great. So I can't wait to talk to Subi. Next Wednesday, we're talking to Pops about natural immune boosters for kids.
Ooh, good.
We're going to do some fun stuff. It'll be a fun fall. We're looking forward to doing it with you. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Peace.
Peace.